The shir is La'ela Nishmat Elimelech ben Levi Yitzchak Osher Shmuel Chaim ben Ephraim Esther bas Sarah Osher bas Yosef Rivka bas Yitzchak Isaac Tzvi ben Shraga La'ela Nishmat Tzvi Dov ben Chaim Pesach Yitzchak ben Sarah Devorah bas Yitzchak Avram ben Mordechai David Reuven ben Shmuel Chanitel bas Moshe David Chana Golda bas Yisrael Chaim ben Fega Yaakov ben Yitzchak Yeshua ben Shmuel Mordechai Netzach ben Rivka and Eila Nishmat Zalman Lei ben Moshe Amichai ben Yaakov Eila Nishmatam. Yes. Fega bat Fegel bas Golda Eila Nishmatam. Did you hear about this married couple? They were married 70 years. You hear this? All my stories are true, but some didn't happen yet. They were married 70 years and they had a very bad marriage. The husband was very abusive. 70 years they were married. Husband had a bad marriage. The husband was abusive. Yiddish Yechiel. Very bad marriage. So at the funeral, the people were shocked that the wife could not stop crying. They thought she'd be happy, you know. She couldn't stop crying at the funeral. We thought good riddance, right? She couldn't stop crying. People were shocked. So the rabbi, went over to her and says, listen, calm down, Mrs. Goldberg. There'll be Tchiyat HaMeitim. So she said, that's exactly why I'm crying.
What is that?
Say the punchline again.
The rabbi, to console her, said, there'll be revival of the dead. Don't worry. So she said, that's why I'm crying.
Gotcha.
I thought I was going to get rid of him for good, but,
Yeah.
So anyway, it happens. Anyway, That's why she couldn't stop crying. Get it? She thought she's rid of him, but no. Okay.
Yeah.
She thought just in case. Anyway, today's topic is Purim. Sleep like a baby. Avram, sleep like a baby. I slept like a baby last night, Avraham. I woke up crying every hour. Get it? I slept like a baby, Sam. I woke up crying every hour. Okay. Anyway, get a new writer. I got to get what's his name? Jay Leno. Jay Leno's writer. I got to come up with some new ones, buddy. What? That's not funny. Okay. All right. Purim, sleep like a baby. What do I mean by that? So if you look at your short, it's very strange. On Purim, there's a mitzvah to get drunk. We know the Torah is against getting drunk. Chava, look what happened. Noach got drunk and he degraded himself. Lot got drunk and he degraded himself, debased himself. So we see the Torah frowns upon what? Drunkenness. Now how could there be a mitzvah to get drunk? So if you look at your source sheets, the first sheet, Gemara Megillah, page 7, Amar Rava, first Megillah, Daf Zayin, Amar Rava, Chayiv Inish Psum Paraya. A person should get drunk on Purim, Ad lo Yoda, until he doesn't know the difference between what? Ora HaMon and Baruch Mordechai. Now that's very strange. You get so smashed that you don't know the difference between what? HaMon and Mordechai. It's a strange halacha. And the Gemara brings a very bizarre story. Rabbi Rab Zera of Du Sudas Purim B'Had Adodi. Rabbi Rab Zera, on source number 1, Megillah 7, they had a Purim Suda together. If you assume him, they got drunk. Come Rabbi. Rabbi got up, shachtel Rab Zera. You hear this? And he shechted Rab Zera. Sounds like ISIS. He got up and he slaughtered his friend Rab Zera. You hear this? In a drunken stupor. So when he sobered up, boy rachme v'chayet, so when he sobered up, he begged God for mercy, and what happened? He came back. He brought him back from the dead. Lishana, next year, Amalei Nesimar v'nave sudas purim adodi. So next year, the rabbi who killed the rabbi invited him, come back, we'll have a Purim story together. Amalei, so he said to him, Lo b'chol shate nisa. He said, Rabbi, you have a mean streak in you. when you get drunk. I'm not coming near you. I'm not coming to your Sudas Purim this year. Forget about it. I can't rely on miracles. I can't rely on miracles, right? So why is the Gemara telling me this story? So Rabbeinu Ephraim, not me, but one of the Balatosfos says, the Gemara brings the story to prove that Allah is not like Rava. That you're not supposed to get drunk because a tragedy could happen. You hear? So the Gemara brings the story to prove that you should not get drunk on Purim. But unfortunately, other poskim don't agree. And they all say that there is a mitzvah to what? To get drunk on Purim. The question is why?
Not for women.
We're not there yet. Rashi, Livasume Lishtaker Beyayin. The mitzvah is to get drunk with wine. There's no mitzvah to drink J&B. J&B, Jewish booze. Ooh, J&B, Jewish booze. There's no, the mitzvah is dafka yayin. And we'll see why. The mitzvah is dafka to drink wine. Why? Says the Rambam in Hilchas Megillah. See the Rambam in Hilchas Megillah? The ganze Megillah. Ketzat choyva sudazu. Now there's no mitzvah to drink wine either. The mitzvah is yayin betoch hasudah. The mitzvah is dafka to drink wine during the meal. Why? Ketzat choyva sudazu, says the Rambam, sheyochel basar v'yitakin sudah. No kefi ashetim tzayod. A person should have a meat meal on Friday morning and a sudah, a beautiful sudah as much as he can afford. Vishote yayin, and he should drink wine. When? During the meal. There's no mitzvah to drink wine alone. The mitzvah is dafke what, Avram? You have a paper? There's a mitzvah dafke to drink wine b'toch hasuda at sheyishtaker, until he becomes a little shiker v'yiradem. On Purim there's a mitzvah to what? Sleep like a baby. No, many people forget that, Elisheva. The purpose of the wine is to make you sleepy. Now, many people, Reb Yaakov, don't know that. The Rambam says that the purpose of the yayin is the yiradem. That you should sleep like a baby, wake up crying every hour. No, the yiradem. Vishikrut. Now, why do you have to sleep, Sam, on Purim? You ask many people, they'll say the mitzvah is to get drunk. The Rambam says, no, the purpose of the drinking is what? To make you sleepy. The question is why? Vishikrut. V'chein chayiv adam. I'm continuing with source number Rambam, Hilchas Megillah. V'chein chayiv adam l'shmoach shtei monos. Person has to send at least 2 food portions. Shel basar shnei mina tavshil. 2 different types of cooked food. Shmeina ochlin lechavero. Shenemar, in parentheses, Esther Tess, shloyach monos ish l'rayehu. You have to send food portions, 1 person to his friend. Shtei monot l'ish echad. The minimum is, Nechama, to send 2 different food portions, at least to 1 person. V'chol amarbe l'rayim shubach. And the more you send to your friends, the more you are what? Praiseworthy. Vim ein loy, let's a person so poor that he can't afford to send shlach manos. Machliv im chaveiro. What should he do? Exchange lunch with his friend. Zeh shaleach sadasai, v'zeh shaleach sadasai, kedei lekayim mishlayach manos reyu. The person is so poor that he can't afford mishlayach manos. Him and his friend should what? Exchange their sudas purim. You hear this? Machlevim chavero, and then you're yoytze the mitzvah of Sudah, and also what? Mishloach monot, ish l'rayehu. So, very strange, Chava. Why should we drink wine? Look at the next source. Kitzer Shulchan Aruch. You see that? Kitzer Shulchan Aruch. Why should you drink wine? Judaism frowns upon what? Drunkenness. Says the Kitzer Shulchan Aruch. You have that? Kiven shekol hanes hoya yayin. Since the whole miracle of Purim happened through what? Wine. Vashti nitada b'ishtayayin. Where did Vashti lose her head? By a drinking party, right? Ubo Esther b'mkoma. And Esther was inaugurated queen. Abraham also through what? Wine. A drinking party. V'chein inyan HaMon mepalasoi. Ayayin. HaMon's downfall, remember Esther invited her to a drinking party? Very strange. Esther invited Hitler to a party, right? Eichmann. And they also, HaMon lost his head through a drinking party. So all of the miracles of Purim Yechiel revolve around what? Yayin. Lokain, therefore, chayvu chachmeinu zal lishtake beyayin. And therefore the rabbi said you should drink wine to publicize all of the Purim miracle happened through what? Wine. V'amru chayiv inish psumim b'paraya, a person should get drunk on Purim, ad lo yada bein ora HaMon leborech Mordechai. So that's only an exaggeration. You hear this? Ulapachot yishte yotem yergalei. What you should do is just drink a little more than regular. Kidei liskor et hanes hagadol, to remember the great miracle of Purim, which all revolved around what? Wine. And what's the next word? What's the next word? What? The yashan, and go to sleep. Again, just like the Rambam says, the Yiradim, the purpose of the drinking is what? The Yishan, you should fall asleep, right? Yishan, you should fall asleep. And once he's sleeping, Eino Yodeya ben Ora HaMon leborech Mordechai. Once you're sleeping, you already don't know the difference between what? V'ulam, but, you see that? V'ulam, but, Yechiel, had that? Misha chalash b'tivoy, someone that has a weak character. V'chei misha yedeya ba'atzmo, shall yedei kein yizalzol chas v'sholem be'ezeh mitzvah. A person that knows that he's going to get sick, or act like a fool, or he won't do the mitzvahs when he gets drunk, right? For him, it's much better not to get drunk. Just to what? Take a nap and go to sleep. What's this all sleeping Avraham Purim? We don't know that. We think the mitzvah is to get drunk, but the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch say the mitzvah is to go to sleep. Why? Stay tuned. I don't want you to go to sleep until I tell you the punchline. Now, a shir is always beneficial. You hear Divrei Torah, you take a little nap. Either way, you're ahead, right, Avram? You hear Divrei Torah, you take a little nap. It's a win-win situation. But I don't want you to take a nap until I get to the punchline. Don't you? Okay? Now, look at the Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim. See the next source, Yechiel? Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim. Chayiv inish sumah paraya, a person should get drunk on Purim, ad lo yoda, between HaMon and Mordechai. Hago, says the Ramah, no, the Ramah, the Ashkenazi posek, Gabbat Avram. V'yesh oimim, de ein tzorech lishtake kol kach. No, you're not supposed to get shikr. Ela, yishte yotem lemudai, drink more than what? What's the next word? The Yishan. And go to sleep. Umatoch sheyishan, and once you go to sleep, einu yadeya, between HaMon and Mordechai. So what's the sleeping sickness? What do you have to sleep? You didn't know that. But the purpose of the drinking is to make you sleepy.
So that you don't have to get drunk. You just have to be.
Just take a nap and you did the mitzvah.
Right.
But why? But why?
When you're sleeping, you don't know the difference between Awur, HaMon,
So why is that so important?
So you don't kill somebody.
On Purim, you should sleep like a baby. Why is that? You ever see a baby asleep in a car seat? Mm-hmm. Huh? So peacefully.
Yeah.
Does he think that his mother will forget him in the car?
No.
Huh? You ever see how a baby sleeps with not a care in the world? Because he knows his Ima and his Abba is what? Watching and taking care of him. The purpose of Purim is to sleep like a baby, that our Abba and our Ima is taking care of me. Whether it's HaMon or Mordechai, whether it's good times or bad times, I can sleep like a baby, Avraham. Why? Because I have my Abba and Ima in Shemayim taking care of me. The purpose of Purim is that even when things are HaMon, God is still looking out for me, even though I can't tell. But just like the sleeping baby in the car seat, is sleeping peacefully, even though he doesn't see his mother? Why is he sleeping peacefully? Because even though he doesn't see his mother, he knows his mother will never abandon him. So on Purim, we have to know, even though we don't see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's wearing a mask, but he never abandons us. So the purpose of the sleep on Purim is to trust our Abba ve'Ima in Shamayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is both our Abba and Ima. The word Shekhinah is what? Feminine. So that's the whole thing on Purim, even though there was a HaMon. God never abandoned us. You don't believe it? Look at a sleeping baby. He doesn't see his mother. Why is he sleeping peacefully? Yechiel, tell me why. He has faith and trust that his Ima will not abandon him, even though he doesn't see his Ima. That's our goal on Purim, to sleep like a baby. That our Ima, with a capital Aleph, is looking after us, even though we don't see her. The Shekhinah is her. Incredible. Rabbi. So that's the purpose. I'm giving you a big Kiddush. It's not to get shikr. It's to fall asleep. To sleep peacefully like a baby. Rabbi. That my Ima in Shemayim is looking after me. The word Shekhinah is mama. God is both the mama and the papa. Yeah.
Rabbi?
Yes.
Sleeping, though, is a semi-conscious state. Wouldn't it be better if we were in a fully conscious state?
No, because in a conscious state, I see HaMon and Mordechai. I see two opposites. How could you make HaMon and Mordechai equal? Come on, get real. But when you fall asleep in a subconscious state, you know there really is no difference. Because it's all him. It's all him. Hakol b'dei Shamayim. But when I'm awake, I see two different what? I see HaMon and Mordechai. How could I believe it's all the same? Hashem Echad. Yes. But when you're sleeping, then Shema Yisrael, Hashem. Hashem is Yud Kei Vav Kei. What does that mean? That's Baruch Mordechai. That's Rachamim. What's Elokeinu? Elokeinu is HaMon. Din, strict punishment. Hashem Echad. But how is he one, Sam? I don't see one. I see Abu Mamzer and John Balkari. What are you telling me is one? So therefore, by Shema Yisrael, what do you cover your eyes for? I believe that he's one, but I can't see it. I see John Balkari and Abu Mamzer. So I can tell me he's one. Hashem Echad. I believe it, but I can't see it. So therefore, I cover my eyes. But Zechariah 14 tells me, Bayoimahu, Yiyeh Hashem Echad, Ushemo Echad. I won't give up my day job, don't worry. Bayoimahu, on that day, which day? When we get rid of our Purim mask. What's our Purim mask? My body. Bayoimahu, on that day, when we cross over to the world of eternity, I won't have to cover my eyes, says Zechariah 14. Hashem Echad Ushmo Echad. I won't have to cover my eyes. When I'm no longer wearing my bodysuit, my masquerade, the guf, when the neshama is free, looking back, Chava, from the perspective of eternity, I'll be able to see how Hashem, Midas HaRachamim, and Elokeinu, even Chas v'Sholom Din, how it's all one. Wow. I can't see it now, Nechama, while I'm trapped in my bodysuit, the mask. But by Yom Ahu, says Zechariah, we say it 3 times a day, the end of Aleinu. God promised us when the Purim mask comes off in the afterlife, looking back from the perspective of eternity, I'll be able to see Avram, Hashem Echad, Ushmo Echad. That even the Elokeinu, even the punishment somehow was what? Hakol L'Tovah, Gamzu L'Tovah. Now I can't see it, so I go like this, Shema Yisrael. I believe it, but I can't see it. So by going to sleep, what happens, Avraham? Sleep is 1/60th of death. Gemara Bracha says that. Sleep is 1/60th of death. So when I go to sleep, I'm making believe that what? I'm no longer trapped in my bodysuit. When I'm sleeping, I'm tuned in to the Olam Haba. In Olam Haba, there is no difference between what? HaMon and Mordechai. It's two sides of the same coin. So by sleeping, I'm making believe I'm already in Olam Haba, 1/60th of death. Isn't that incredible? I'm kidding. Big chidush, Avram. Why you have to sleep on Purim? You make believe you're no longer trapped in your mask. What's your mask? The body. You're in Olam Ha'emet, where there is no difference between HaMon and Mordechai. Looking back from perspective of eternity. Now we see a difference. So I'm giving you a big chidush. That's why you have to sleep on Purim. You have to make believe you're no longer trapped in your bodysuit. In Olam Haba, there is no difference between HaMon and Mordechai. Now isn't that incredible?
What if you could sleep without any wine at all?
That's good enough too.
Is that good?
Yes. Rabbi Aaron Soloveitchik says that, not me. Rabbi Aaron Soloveitchik said if you can sleep without drinking, oichid gut. Oichid gut. Because the purpose is to fall asleep. Like you're in Olam Haba. Right? A sleeping person looks like what, Shoshana? A sleeping person looks like what? Looks like a dead person. Right? With no care in the world. You can sleep peacefully. Right? So that's what we are having an out-of-body experience on Purim. Hello? We're having an out-of-body experience on Purim. Don't you get it, Chanoch? Wow. Glad I came today.
Rabbi, isn't really the calling of the Jews to reconcile opposites in the name of oneness like no other?
But you can't do it when you're in a conscious state.
But wouldn't that be the higher
Right?
state?
I see Kerry Abu Mamzert evil. And how could God be Kulot Tov? It's a contradiction. But when I fall asleep, then it all evens out. Then it all evens out. Look at the last source on the page. See the Bear Halacha? See the Bear Halacha? The last source on the page. Bear Halacha. Who wrote that? The Mishnah Brura. Chayiv Inish. A person has to get drunk. V'im Tomar. Hechiz chayiv chazal ma'asheniska b'torah u'b'neviim b'kama mekomot hashikrus l'michshol gadol. Mr. Burr asked the question, how could the Chachamim obligate me to get drunk when the Torah and Nevi'im, they all come out so strongly against the terrible danger of drinking wine? The Yesh Loimar, says the Mishnah Brura, B'mnei shakol hanisim shenasul Yisrael b'mei Achashverosh are their Mishnah. All of the miracles that happened on Purim happened through what? Drinking wine. Ki betchila, in the beginning, nitadol Vashti, Vashti lost her head, literally, through a drinking party, right? And Esther got inaugurated, Sonia, through a drinking party. And HaMon, at the party, you know, she denounced him also. Esther denounced him, was also at a drinking party. V'lachein, chayvu chachamim, the rabbis obligated us, lishtaker, to drink, at kedei sheyeh niskar nes hagadol. Because all of the miracles happen through drinking wine, so you have to drink wine. But the mitzvah is only wine, b'toch hasunah. Ad lo yoda. See the next one? Ad lo yoda. V'zeh loshen ha'meiri. Not to be taken literally. The great Rishon Meiri says, Chayiv Adam, a person is obligated, laharbot b'mishteh b'yom zeh, to engage in a suda with drinking, b'achila b'shtia, ad shelo yechsa shim davar. Mikol Mokom, he says, Ein onu mitzavim l'shtaker. We are not obligated to what? To get drunk. It's an exaggeration. You're obligated to go to sleep. A big chidush, buddy. Ein onu mitzavim l'shtaker. Right? Shaloi savinu al simcha shel hoygelois shtus. We're not supposed to make a fool out of ourselves and insult people and act like a low life. Right? That's not what the mitzvah is. The mitzvah is to drink a little bit, take a nap, and when you take a nap, you're having an out-of-body experience, and then in Mamela, you don't know the difference between HaMon and Mordechai, because there is no difference. Right, whatever God sends us, hakol l'tovah, ten chiyuch, hakol l'tovah. And the Mishnah says in Masechta Brachot, just like there's a mitzvah to make a bracha al tov, there's a mitzvah to make a bracha, what? Al hara. Right? Very difficult, but it's all God. But God is wearing a Purim mask. When he sends us Abu Mamzer and John Balkari, that's the Purim mask. Peekaboo, yes?
It's very important. This Purim goes on Friday.
Friday.
Sober enough to come to a mikveh. And
for Shabbos. So you have to have your Purim Suda early. You have to be ready to cover Shabbos, right? Now on Purim there are 6 mitzvot, Avram. I hope you're counting. Purim there are 6 mitzvot. And women are obligated in all 6 because they were instrumental in the miracle. Number 1 is to hear the Megillah read. And Wednesday at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a special shiur here where the women can read the Megillah for men. Can they? Stay tuned. That's Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Okay? But today, we read the Megillah, mitzvah number 1. The second mitzvah is to say, Al ha-nisim ve'al ha-purkan. To say Al ha-nisim by the benching and the davening. Mitzvah number 3 is Friday morning to hear Vayovay Amalek. Many people don't know that. Just like women have a mitzvah to hear the Megillah, they have a mitzvah to come Shabbos morning to hear Exodus 17. Vayovay Amalek. No, that's Pasha Zocher. That's Deuteronomy 25, Rivka. Don't mix me up. Yesterday we read Deuteronomy 25. Remember the Amalekite attack. Purim morning, there's a mitzvah to read the actual terrorist attack. That's right. That's Exodus 17, Pashas B'Shalach. Men and women, Abraham, have to come here, Vayovay Amalek, to hear the Parsha read Purim morning, before Megillah. Exodus 17, the last psukim. Pashas B'Shalach, the end. Starts off Vayovay Amalek. Exodus 17, Pashas B'Shalach, the tail end. There's a mitzvah on Friday morning, women to hear that read. So far we have what? 3. Number 4, Matonas Levionim. There's a mitzvah to send money to poor people on Purim. Mitzvah number 5, Mishloach Monot. To send food portions even to rich people. And mitzvah number 6, to have a Suda im Yayin. Mitzvah number 6 is to have a Suda with Yayin. And that's the last. The last of the 6 mitzvahs, Avram, is what? A Suda with Yayin. Why is that? Because if you have a Suda with Yayin before, you'll be so drunk, you won't be able to do the other 5 mitzvahs. No? Lillian, what's the real reason? Why do you save the meal for last? Saving the best for last. Why?
So the other thing
is before Chatzos on Friday.
That's right. Very hectic day, right? Hectic. So why, Avram, you have the last of the 6 mitzvot is to have a Suda with Yayin. Achron chaviv. Right? They tried to kill us. We won. Let's eat. Sam, that's why you leave it for last? Huh? Achron chaviv.
Also, because if you do the other mitzvot,
yeah.
then you deserve to eat.
Then you deserve to eat. You work up an appetite running around with the shlachmonis. Now, what's the real reason?
You shouldn't spend so much money on shlachmonis.
The ikar is matanos lavyonim. But why does all the halacha say that the last mitzvah of the day is to have a suda?
Because if you're supposed to go to sleep afterwards,
yeah.
how do you do the other mitzvah?
Sleepwalking. Remember the honeymooners, Norton, sleepwalking, you're sleepwalking there, right?
Remember those.
You're sleepwalking, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So where was I? Anyway, so to answer why the meal is left for last, we have to ask another question. Why does the Jewish religion, Yechiel, revolve around manja? Think of it. Pesach, you have to have a big Suda. All the Yom Tov and big Suda. Shabbos, Onyx Shabbos. You finish a tractate, you have a Suda. Bris Milah, Suda. Chasana, Suda. Bar Mitzvah, Suda. Right? Why is Yahadut revolve around manja? You ever wonder about that, Nechama? Jews love to eat. All Judaism seems to revolve around, right? Bar mitzvah, bris, chasana, finish a masechta, siyum, it all involves around eating and drinking. Why?
In those days, they didn't have the food that we have today.
Ah.
They made a suda, they made a suda. They didn't have food like we have today.
Ah.
So when they made a suda,
They had real food. They didn't have tofuti.
So you can thank God afterwards.
So what's the real? There are many reasons. So Rapam Zatzal, my Rebbe Reb Yaakov, maybe you heard it from him before me. He says as follows. He says that a human being is made up of body and soul, right? Nechama, I'm a soul man, but body. When you finish a tractate, you go to a bris, a chasana, Yom Tov Shabbos, there's tremendous amount of Kedusha in the air. Love is in the air. A lot of Kedusha. From the Shabbat, the Yom Tov, the finishing the Masechta, the Brit Milah. There's a lot of Kedusha in the air from the event that is being absorbed by the Neshama. From the Shabbos, the Yom Tov, the Chasana, the Brit Milah, finishing the Masechta. There's so much Kedusha that's being absorbed, Yechiel, by what? By the neshama. So the guf says, what am I, a stepchild? I'm also part of the mensch. How do I participate in the Kedusha of the Shabbos, Yom Tov, tractate, Bris Milah? How do I get to participate? What am I, chopped liver? By eating the chopped liver. And the gefilte fish, Maddie, it's called spiritual osmosis. My Rebbe used that term. He knew English better than me. Osmosis. By eating, you are transferring the Kedusha of the Shabbos, Yom Tov, Purim. Imagine these great mitzvot, Megillah, Ala Nisim, Vayova Amalekite, Matanos Lavionim, Mishloach Monot. The Neshama absorbed all of this incredible Kedusha. How does the guf get to participate in all of this mitzvot? Manja. So therefore you save the Suda for last, Chava. First have to do all the other 5 mitzvos. Megillah, Ala Nisim, Vayova Amalekite, Matanos Lavionim, Mishloach Monot. When the neshama is saturated with what? With all of that Kedusha, now it's time to give a transfusion.
To the body.
To the body. So first you do the other mitzvot. First you finish the tractate. When do you eat? Before you finish the tractate? After you finish. The bris milah? After you cut the baby, you know? Why not before? Right? Chasana after the chuppah v'kedushin. Why don't you eat before? First the neshama has to absorb what? The kedusha. You're not supposed to eat before the chuppah. No. First the neshama has to absorb the kedusha of the event. When do you have the Shabbos chulent? After davening, not before. First the neshama has to absorb the kedusha from the davening. Now I'm ready to have a transfusion through the chulent and the kugel. I'm not joking. That spiritual osmosis, you're transferring the kedusha of the Shabbat from the neshama to what? To the guf. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And therefore the meal is left for last. First, Mickey, the neshama has to absorb all the kedusha of the day. So at the end of the day, now I'm ready to make that spiritual transfusion by having the chopped liver. This way the guf, I love chopped liver. This way the guf gets to what? Participate in the kedusha. My Rebbe used the word spiritual osmosis. In 1974, you were not, Rabbi Yaakov, you were there then? Oh, you were out. Where were you in 1974? What? So that's pretty amazing, right?
Feed the body.
Feed the body, right? Okay. So we learned a chidush here that the mitzvah is to take a nap, sleep like a baby, right? Sleep like a baby. Now, it's very strange that in Judaism, the name of a Chag defines what took place on the Chag. Right. Pesach, God passed over and spared us. Right? Sukkot, God surrounded us with the magic clouds. Shavuos, we counted up to Matan Torah. Right. So in Yahadut, the name of the Chag defines what took place. Why do we call the Chag Purim? That's very strange because HaMon threw a lottery. HaMon made a lottery when to kill the Jews, right? So 2 lotteries, Purim. So just because HaMon made a lottery when to kill the Jews, is that a reason to call the Yontiv lottery? Because Hitler called it, he made a lottery, so we call it lottery. It's very strange, right? We should call it Yom what? Esther Day, Mordechai Day. Why call it the day that Purim, that HaMon called it? Think about that. What? Hester Punim Day, right? Mardi Gras Day. That's what the Goyim got the Mardi Gras, right? So the answer is Purim's legacy is to be happy with your lot in life. Ooh. Lottery lot.
Right.
Purim's legacy, be happy with your lot.
In life.
Many people are not happy with their lot in life.
Make that up?
No. Be happy with your lot. Get it? Now what do I mean by that? There's a strange Gemara in Chulin, page 139. HaMon minat Torah minayin. Where is HaMon in the Torah? Which is very strange because HaMon lived at least 9 centuries, what? After the Torah. So the Gemara in Chulin 139 points to Genesis 1. Hamina eitz. Hamina eitz. God told Adam, Hamina eitz. Shame on you. Hamina eitz. Did you eat from that tree I told you not to eat? Did you eat that treifa tree? Yechiel. So the word HaMon and the word Hamin are what? Spelled the same way. So therefore HaMon is in the Torah. What are you playing? Musical words here? HaMon, Hamino eitz. What's the point of the Talmud? The Talmud is telling us Adam had the same sin as HaMon. Think of it. God said, all the trees in the garden you're welcome to eat, except that one tree which is treifa. So Avram, instead of enjoying all the delicious trees, the delicious fruit, no, he couldn't rest. What was he focused on? That one tree. Beautiful. There's a pasuk in Mishlei, Mayim Genovim Yimtaku. Stolen waters are sweeter. HaMon, Amalekite, the Yetzer Hara, what's the game plan? I can't be happy with my lot in life because there's one thing that I can't have. So instead of focusing on what I can have, I focus on what I cannot have. That's the Yetzer Hara. So Adam and Chava were having a bad hair day. They could enjoy all of the trees in the garden, but they couldn't because that one tree that was beckoning to them. Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. You can't have me. So therefore, I can't enjoy what I can have. So Adam's downfall was he was not happy with his lot. And that's the same downfall of HaMon. The Megillah testifies HaMon had it all. The second most powerful man in the world, like John Balkari today, right? The Prime Minister of the Persian Empire. He was the second most powerful man in the world. He had power, he had wealth, he had glory, he had a huge, beautiful family. He had it all. But the Megillah testifies that he had a bad hair day. Because Mordechai, sitting at the king's gate, he told his best friends and his wife, I can't enjoy anything that I have because of him. That Jew sitting at the king's gate is giving me a bad hair day.
Rabbi, Adam was focused on Chava, not the tree.
No, he was, but both of them, they couldn't rest because that tree was beckoning to them. If they would have just enjoyed what they could have, they wouldn't get ruined. And the same thing HaMon. HaMon wouldn't wind up on a tree. Enjoy your family, enjoy your power, enjoy your wealth. You had it all. But no. He had to go after that one Jew, and that was his ruin. HaMon min Torah.
So
They both had a bad hair day. The Gemara is teaching, we call the Yontif Purim. Don't be like HaMon and Adam. Be happy with your Purim in life. Purim means what? Your lot in life.
So Rabbi, are we Jews the tree then?
No.
We have to be happy what we have in life. Don't look what you don't have. Be happy what you have. Appreciate what you have. Don't look woulda, shoulda, coulda. They say, Chava, if is a stiff. If is a stiff. If I would have done that, if I would have married her, you make yourself crazy. Appreciate what you have. Amen. Don't be like HaMon and Adam. 1 minute. And therefore, Rivka, therefore the Rambam says, of all the 6 mitzvos on Purim, the most important one is Matonas Lavionim. Yechiel, quick. Of the 6 mitzvahs on Purim, which is the most important? Alms to the poor. Alms to the poor. That's what the Rambam says in Hilchas Megillah, chapter 2. The question is, Avram Berkowitz, alms for the poor, that's every day of the week. Yeah. What's so special about Purim that the most important of all the 6 mitzvahs is alms for the poor? Why? Beautiful. Mikimya, you got to come up here. Appreciate, Baruch Hashem, if we focus on poor people on Purim, it will help us appreciate what we have. You think you have it bad? Look at those people who can't pay their electric bill. They can't pay their food bill. So by focusing on the Avionim, by focusing on the poor on Purim, it helps me, Abraham, to appreciate my Purim in life. That's good, right? My lot in life. But it's hard. I feel deprived. So what's the most important mitzvah? Because when you see how the poor person lives, you'll appreciate, compared to him, how much better I have it. It'll help me focus and appreciate how much better off I am compared to the Oni ve'evion.
It's Rachamim.
And it helps me to be happy with my portion. Look, this guy's much worse than me. And Purim, the Yontiv is to be happy with your Purim. Purim means lot in life. Don't you see? It helps me focus. Accentuate the positive. But I can't. But if you focus on the poor people, then it helps you accentuate the gifts that Hashem gave me. Don't you see? It's all a question of perspective. Wow. Let me tell you something more. Hakol b'dei shamayim. Everything is in God's hands, whether it be rich or poor, healthy or sick, ugly or beautiful, how many kids we have or we don't have. It's all in His hands. What's in my hands? My attitude. How do I accept it?
That's right.
Will I bicker and be bitter about it? Or will I accept it lovingly? That's the only thing left up to me, Sam. It's all up to Him. Of course I have to make ishtadlut. But the end game, Yechiel, rich or poor, ugly, smart, dumb, family, no family, in the end it's all up to Him. So what's up to me? My attitude. How do I accept it?
That's free will.
That's my free will. Gratitude, my attitude. To be like HaMon or Adam, or not. To accept your Purim in life. That's the only thing left up to me.
That's good.
But how do I help me do that? Focus on the Oni Be'evion. You think you have it bad? No. Look at the person who can't pay his food bill. There are people like that. So you focus on that, you'll appreciate what you have in life. Yes, Rivka, you had a question?
No, I just want to say a very simple sentence that I love. Ezo Washir.
Asamech b'chelko. So how do I do that? By focusing on matanas laviyot. So therefore the Rambam says of all the 6 mitzvot on Purim, the most important matanas laviyot, which is strange. The mitzvah to give charity all year. But why zero in on that? So my hesber is because this way it helps me to be happy with my Purim in life. Not to be resentful or bitter. Look at this other guy. Yes?
What you just said
Go ahead.
is called logotherapy.
It's called what?
Logotherapy.
Logo.
Victor Frankl
Yeah.
was the founder of a school of psychiatry called logotherapy.
Why logo? How do you spell logo? Logo, yeah.
He says you can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control your response.
Ooh.
Exactly what you just said.
You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Who sang that? Oh, but that's Judaism. They had a Jewish manager, you know that. They had a Jewish manager. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need.
Rabbi Jagger.
So you have to appreciate that. But it's hard, right? But if you focus on the poor person, on the day when you're supposed to focus on your lot in life, Purim means your lot. It sets the tone for the entire year. Some people are bitter, they're resentful, coulda, shoulda, woulda. They say if is a stiff. Who said that? If is a stiff.
You.
Oh, I just said it. What? Right? So Reb Yaakov, say that again. I want to write that down.
What, logotherapy?
Yeah, what did you just say? No, you said it, you summed it up.
Victor Frankl,
Yeah,
he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Right?
okay,
And in it, he describes logotherapy,
yes.
which is based on how the important thing is how you respond.
How you respond.
And that,
But you said before, you said a beautiful rhyme.
that affected who survived in the camps.
Where you can't control
What's done to you,
what happens to you.
but you control your response.
Your response, what happens to you, right? But you can't, that's Judaism.
Yeah.
But you can control
Your response.
your response to it, right? That's exactly Judaism. Yes, go, Reb Yaakov. I wrote it down. That's right, Reb Yaakov. That's right.
Also stress having a purpose in life and focusing on your purpose and helping other people.
Right. So by helping other people, you're helping yourself, actually. Right?
Your depression by helping
Right?
others focus.
That's right.
My grandmother, Zatzal, would say, you're depressed, go to a hospital and see the sick people hooked up to respirators, and then you won't be depressed. My grandmother, very smart woman, she would say that. Take a walk in the hospital, and you won't be depressed. Yes?
My mother was a very smart woman. She lived till the age of 105.
Wow.
And all because of attitude.
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 Right.
Positive. Everything, look at it positively.
Eza Oshir Hasameach Bechelko. That's Judaism teaches that, right? It's all your attitude, right? So focus on what you have, and that's why Jews are eternal optimists. You see a glass half full or half empty. What are you supposed to focus on? Some people focus on the half empty, but Judaism teaches, Mickey, you have to focus on what? On the what's half full, right? On what's half full. Now, the Gemara in Megillah actually says that was HaMon good for the Jews?
Yes.
The Gemara in Megillah says HaMon was good for the Jews, right? Bizarre, right? Who said is he good for the Jews? Ben Yamin and Tayo, is he good for the Jews? Right? Because the 48 Nevi'im, they said do tshuva, went in one ear out the other. HaMon comes along, and all the Jews become Haredi.
Yeah.
All the Jews become Haredi. They all did tshuva. Kibu v'kibla Yehudim. So how come Mashiach didn't come? They all did tshuva. So Chabad says because the Rebbe was not born yet. But really, they all became Haredi. Why didn't the Mashiach come?
Because they forgot to come to Eretz
Because they remained in Babylon, Long Island. Oh, they did tshuva, but they say we can be from Jews in Babylon, Long Island too. That's the real reason why Mashiach didn't come. But if the Jews would have made Aliyah then, Abraham, the second temple would not have been destroyed. Gomorrah Yuma, page 9. Not me, Abraham. Yuma, page 9. If the Yidden after the Purim miracle, Nechama, would have come back with Ezra, even Mordechai and Esther didn't come back. They're buried in Hamadan. My wife was a little girl, her parents took her there. There's a cave of Mordechai and Esther and Hamadan, Shushan Abira. Even they didn't make Aliyah. But if the Jews would have come back under Ezra, not only 42,000, but millions, Gemara in Yuma, page 9 says, the second temple would never have been destroyed. That means, Avram, no Holocaust, no Abu Mamzer, no John Balkari. John Balkari, the Secretary of State, isn't he? So that means because the Jews were frum, but they remained in Babylon and Persia. Gemara in Yuma, page 9 says, therefore the second temple, what? Was destroyed.
Where does Sinas Chinam?
That's a good question, Tirza. What about Sinas Chinam? That's a very good question. So the Gemara is implying if the Yidden would have come back in masses, they would have licked the Sinas Chinam problem. That's what the Gemara is implying. The Sinas Chinam was because the majority of the Jews didn't live in Israel. During the Second Temple period, the entire Second Temple period, Avram, the majority of the Yidden lived where? Babylon, Long Island, and Persia. So perhaps if they would have come back, it would have licked the Sinas Chinam problem. That's what you have to say. Because otherwise you have a stira, Tirza. Right?
And I want to, isn't it statistically true that now, at this point in history, the majority of Jews are living in Israel?
Not yet. By the year 2050, the Jerusalem Post figured out, by the year 2050, in the year 2050, they're saying that it's getting close, okay? But the 14 million Jews and 6 million are here. So we're getting close, right? We're getting close. But during the entire Avram, by Yesheni, the majority of the Yidden, can you believe they had a temple, they had a service, and they didn't make Aliyah. Eze busha becherpa.
They thought Hashem is going to bring them back over.
But God only helps those who help themselves. Right? So they didn't make Aliyah under Ezra. Gemara in Yuma, page 9. Therefore the second temple was destroyed. That's just incredible. There's a strange Gemara there, Avram, in Yuma, page 9. Rish Lakish was the chief rabbi of Tiberia. Rabbi Bar Bachana was a guest rabbi from Babylon, Long Island. And Rish Lakish was bathing in the Tiberia river there. And Rabbi Bar Bachana sticks out to help the great rabbi out of the river. So you know what he says to him? God hates you Babylonians. That's why you greet a visiting rabbi from Babylon, Long Island. The chief rabbi of Tiberia, Rish Lakish, says to him, I don't want your help. God hates you Babylonians. That's what he says. So the Rashi explains why. Because if you Babylonians would have come back with Ezra, the second temple never would have been destroyed, no Holocaust. That's what he told them.
They were too comfortable.
They were too comfortable in Babylon, Long Island. And like today, so God sends an abomination and a Hillary, right? Hillary. So the Yidden will get a little bit uncomfortable and force them to what? Chava. And force them to come home. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, right? Yeah?
Should we work for no, saying that.
Right? Right. It was Jew against Jew because the majority of the Jews didn't live here. If the majority of Jews would have lived there, it could have made shalom with them. But the great rabbis remained in Babylon, Long Island. So the Jews in Israel were at each other's throats. They had no guidance. Nebuch. Right? Unfortunately. Any questions or comments? No shear on Thursday because it's Purim, but Wednesday, 4 o'clock, we have a shear here where the women can read the Megillah from men. That's Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rabbi.